So students, we have seen simple numerical problems on payback period method. How do we calculate payback period method when the cash inflows are even and also when the cash inflows are uneven. Then the second method of capital budgeting is ARR method or average rate of return method. So this example is based on that method. So I will read out the example. You all can write it down. Calculate the average rate of return for projects A and B from the following information. Make 3 columns: particulars, project A, project B. In the particulars column, write investments. Project A, rupees 20,000. Project B, rupees 30,000. Next line, expected life, into brackets, no salvage value, close the brackets. No salvage value means the project does not have any scrap value. Project A is 4 years and project B 5 years. The next line, projected net income after depreciation, interest and taxes. Next line, again make 3 columns. Year, project A rupees, project B rupees. In the year column, take years from 1 to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now take the cash inflows for project A. For the first year, rupees 2000. Second year, rupees 1500. Third year, rupees 1500. Fourth year, rupees 1000. And fifth year, nil. That is, put a dash over there. And take the total. Total is rupees 6000. Then project B. First year, rupees 3000. Second year, rupees 3000. Third year, rupees 2000. Fourth year, rupees 1000. And fifth year, rupees 1000. Take the totals. The total is rupees 10,000. Next line, write down. If the required rate of return is 12%, which project should be undertaken? Okay, now we have to find out the ARR for both the projects, project A, project B. And on the basis of ARR, that is on the basis of average rate of return, we need to give our recommendation whether project A should be undertaken or project B should be undertaken. So as per the rule of selection for ARR method, we need to undertake or we need to select a project which gives the highest ARR. Now here for the company, the required rate of return is 12%, which means minimum 12% ARR should be there. Below 12%, if a project generates ARR, the project is not profitable and it has to be straight away rejected. So now we calculate the ARR for both the projects. So now we begin with the solution for the third example, which is based on ARR method. So I have given you all the formula for calculating ARR. So just write down that formula. ARR, average rate of return, is equal to average annual cash inflows after tax and depreciation divided by average investment into 100. So now for both the project, first of all we'll have to calculate average annual cash inflows after tax and depreciation, and separately again we'll have to calculate the average investment. Okay, so first we will start with the calculation of average annual cash inflows after tax and depreciation. So average annual cash inflows. First we'll calculate for project A. So the cash inflows are given, and these cash inflows are readily given. That means these cash inflows are after tax and after depreciation. So we take them as it is. So for the first year it is 2000, second year 1500, third year again 1500, and fourth year rupees 1000. Okay, the life of the project A is 4 years and the cash inflows for the 4 years is given. So how do we find out average? We make the total of 4 years cash inflows and we divide it by 4 years. That is the life of the project. So this is rupees 6000 divided by 4 years. So you get rupees 1500 for project A. Then same thing we calculate for project B. Project B cash inflows are given. First year 3000 plus again second year 3000 plus third year 2000, fourth year 1000 and fifth year again 1000. The life of project B is how much? 5 years. So this cash inflows will be divided by 5 years. So this will be rupees 10,000 divided by 5 years. So you will get rupees 2,000 as the average annual cash inflow for project B. So we have calculated the first thing. Then the second thing what we need to calculate for using this formula is average investment. So average investment is the normally it is the half of the cost of the project. Only if there is a scrap value we need to consider it. But here in this example there is no scrap value. So straight away we take the half of the cost, original cost of the project. Okay, so we will calculate average investment. First we will calculate for project A. So the cost of project A is how much? Project A costs rupees 20,000. So 20,000 divided by 2, half. Okay, so this comes to rupees 10,000. So average investment for project A is 10,000 rupees. Similarly for project B, the cost is rupees 30,000. 30,000 divided by 2, that is half of rupees 30,000 will give you rupees 15,000. Now we have calculated both the things. We have calculated average annual cash inflows and we have also calculated the average investment according to this formula given. So now we can put these figures in the formula and find out the ARR for project A as well as for project B. So first we will calculate for project A. So therefore ARR for project A is equal to, now average annual cash inflow for project A is rupees 1500. So 1500 divided by the average investment for project A is rupees 10,000. So 1500 divided by 10,000 into 100. So this will be 15%. So ARR for project A is 15%. Then we calculate ARR for project B. So ARR for project B is equal to, now average annual cash inflow for project B we have calculated is rupees 2,000 and the average investment for project B is rupees 15,000. So 2,000 divided by 15,000 into 100. So when we solve this, we get the answer as 13.33%. Right? So we have calculated ARR for both the projects. For project A, you get 15%. For project B, you get 13.33%. Now in the example, they have mentioned that the expected rate of return is 12%. Now both this project A as well as project B, they are earning more than 12%. That is, project B is earning 13.33%. Project A is earning 15%. So both the projects are profitable. Both the projects are meeting the expectations of the management. Right? They are both above 12%. But again, if we need to select one of the projects among the project A and project B, then we will be selecting project A. Why? Because it is giving a higher rate of return as compared to project B. So we can suggest the management to select project A since it is giving a higher rate of return as compared to project B.